Hi all, this is
Oh,
Dr.
hello.
J and Spike coming to you live, streaming live from where there's a celebration going on.
That's because I'm not breathing any air pollution.
There's a celebration today going on in Long Island, New
Yes.
York.
Some people are have reason to be very happy.
All those ATHX zillionaires. Dr. J told you about ATHX and it called a lot of what's going on very early. I've been telling you for a year and a half about ATHX, but I also told you recently in January and February, as well as just last week. So Dr. J has been touting the virtues of this relatively unknown biotech for a very long time. Dustin, good day to you. Lynn is on time.
Yeah, right.
Of course. Lynn is on time.
Yeah, right.
On time.
It's funny.
Yes, we're late. You're on time.
Absolutely.
Dustin is with us from upstate New York, and I hope you're counting your millions along with us. ATHX.
Has Dustin been a player and following you?
We're now anticipating the move to 100. Biopath only moved to 78, so we're looking for it 100, right? And Lynn says yes. We're looking for 100.
Everybody's got a taste.
We're looking for 100. Oh, Dustin, I got it wrong. Indiana. Well, that's almost like upstate New York.
Yeah, well, exactly.
Yeah, it's almost the same thing. Indianapolis is like upstate New York. Right? The only thing they got in Indianapolis that it concerns me is Eli Lilly.
Right. And it doesn't rain in Indianapolis in the summertime.
Eli Lilly is a big employer in Indianapolis. And yeah. And the other thing that's in Indiana is Notre Dame, of course, South Bend,
yes,
right?
Of course.
And of course, its former mayor, Pete's, whatever his name was, is
Boot Edge.
Is it too late to get in? I'm going to look at the chart.
Yeah, that's a good question.
I'm going to try to pick out.
I guess I'm asking a question too.
I'm going to try to pick out a spot that I think it'll pull back to. That would make it attractive to come in.
Now, today is a pullback day, and this one didn't. When I was looking,
today, I don't know what the high today was, but it closed around $4.
Oh, you mean the yes?
On a disastrous day for the Dow.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The Dow itself was just totally decimated.
Something besides ATHX and CVM, we ought to look at the chart of the Dow one more time.
Yes.
Just to get an idea of whether we're collapsing into a fifth wave down. We had 2 waves down. And if we have one more wave down, we're going to 15,000 on the Dow. So let's get a look on that. And after that, we're going to have a massive rally. But,
once people get out of their houses.
The thing is, I was hoping that we've seen the bottom. And we may have. I don't know. I want to look at the chart again. I haven't looked at it all day. I haven't had a chance. But I haven't even looked at the charts of ATHX or CVM. I was just counting my money on ATHX.
Well,
and it's gotten to the point where my wife is counting my money. She doesn't normally give 2 hoots about the stock market.
Who's that?
My wife.
Oh yeah, well, I'm sure she's pleased with you today.
Oh, Lynn is all in on CVM.
Yeah, I know. Well, CVM didn't have that same good news.
No, but don't get discouraged.
I'm not going to get discouraged.
I really think CVM is just going down with the market, and there's nothing seriously wrong at all. I don't even think there's a short attack going on. It just drifted down.
Yeah.
Normal drift down. On good news, it'll pop to 20. So any kind of news, it'll pop to 20.
Yo, 20.
Yeah, I mean, that's before data.
Mm-hmm.
Any kind of news, like if Gilead does what Gil von Bachland did today, go on Fox News and sound like we got the greatest thing since cherry pie in multi-stem, it can cure anything, ARDS, ischemic stroke, Crohn's disease, you name it. And maybe it can, because it's an anti-inflammatory, it's a stem cell product, stem cells are the future. And I'm hoping it can, because the phase 2 trial has shown a lot of promise in odds, and just maybe it'll help people on ventilators in fighting off the effects of, what do we want to call this, novel coronavirus, COVID-19, SARS-2, like just one hell of a freaking germ.
It's a fluid and attitude.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So we're getting a lot of kibitzes. Catherine is kibitzing here.
Yeah, Catherine sold the wrong one, she said.
Oh no! I sold my MTNB a long time ago, Catherine.
Really? Oh well.
Spy, could you put this up on?
Yeah, I'm looking. I don't even see it on. I don't even see it on YouTube yet. I must be doing this wrong. I'm technically challenged.
Oh, I see. Well, I'd like to get a link to ATHX on StockTwits.
Yes.
With the link to YouTube, so people will know that we're live right now.
Yes.
I didn't have a chance to advertise.
It's a question of finding this particular site on YouTube.
Well, maybe Lynn will do it, or somebody else that knows twits.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. Lynn's actually very good at that, isn't she? All right. So that's our.
Yes, Chris, ATHX is up today because Gil von Bachland acquitted himself marvelously on Fox News for a 6-minute interview.
Uh-huh.
It was all glory. It was all glory. I mean, after that, I thought it might be a Biotech type run. It had nothing to do anymore with Helios buying shares.
Okay, that was the question, right?
Yeah.
Whether or not it was Helios pumping it.
It's Gil Bachland's saying, we're looking forward to working with whoever to get this thing up and running with a large trial on COVID-19 patients and real soon. They're talking the numbers of about 100, like basically a quick phase 3 trial so we can use it. Oh, I'm jealous. I thought I was your boyfriend. Now I'm jealous.
Yeah. I'm blushing. You're jealous and I'm blushing.
You're blushing and I'm jealous.
I'm having trouble finding our link.
So far, it's looking like one of my better calls, Heath. I agree. I mean, it has the potential to go to 100. If it hits the daily double, mainly multi-stem for odds and multi-stem for ischemic stroke, 100 might look cheap. That's the kind of potential. Yeah.
I love that.
It's not like I'm saying this for the first time today, is it?
It's not, certainly.
You've
been bullish on this for a long time.
Bullish. I've been screaming this out for the longest time.
Since $1.13.
For the longest time.
Yes. Not earlier.
Oh man, you can't. Apparently, this Lynn's compliment is having a big effect on you.
How so? I'm still blushing. I can't help myself.
Glasses are fogging up.
I'm having trouble finding this link to get to everybody else. But
Heath,
I'm looking at a bunch of pictures of you and I from the past.
Heath will do it.
And maybe I am a little cute.
No, Heath will do it. Heath is on Twitch.
Okay, Heath will do it.
Heath, could you put a link up to the show? Because I didn't have a chance to advertise it. And now put it up in ATHX, ATHX, and CVM. If you can. I mean, if you Heath tells me that him and his wife watch us on the big screen. And
wait, let me make that easier for you.
They get their popcorn, their buttered popcorn. They put their legs up on the couch, table, and they watch. If that's the case, don't get up. Don't get up. People will watch.
Yeah, exactly.
People will watch it in replay. Although I would have liked to have, a lot of people watch.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's time for you to crow, and it's nice to hear more people.
I'd like to get a few more people to hear me crow.
Well, let's, when I start doing this, right? You want to have a lot of witnesses.
That's true.
Yes, well, little by little, people are coming on. Yeah, and Sherry's saying she's computer
able
so,
to.
So am I. Don't ask me why I teach this stuff, because I shouldn't be teaching it.
Heath is unable to link, so
maybe he can't find the link either. Oh, he says unable to link. Well, I just can't find it.
You can't find it. Well, just
I get in through the back door.
Just post.
You let me in this. You let me in through the stage. Everybody else has to go in through the.
Spike just took out a stock Twitch account for the first time. We'll give you a Twitch name so people can tweet you.
Oh, it is Spike61.
Type it in.
Oh, I type it in.
Yeah,
I can do that too. Let me see if I even have an ability to type things. Like I said, I'm not. I'm just one of your henchmen here. Oh, here we go.
Type in your Twitch name.
All right, so let's try that.
Getting some comments.
It's Spike61, and I only talk about water.
You might get more. You might get more women admirers. Who knows?
Now I just did that when it said private chat, but I guess it said chat with the host and other guests. Did it show up?
You posted on the bottom in the rectangle there.
I see. Well, let's see. Do you think I know how to?
Have you been drinking?
No, I have not been drinking, my friend.
I have been drinking.
I have to check to see what's over here.
I've been drinking since ATHX broke $4.
Well, let's see. Now this is a yellow cup.
How sweet it is!
Changing on me, so I'm not able to figure out
How sweet it is.
That's good water. Oh, that's good tea. No, Jackie
Gleason, right? How sweet it is.
That's good tea.
I want more people live. Tweet.
Yes, and I'm totally useless to you.
You go on, you hit the post, you click post.
I don't even pick good stocks. I mean, even my water stocks are dying.
All right, forget it. We're gonna go and share screen. We're gonna chart ATHX. We're gonna chart CVM. We're gonna chart the Dow. And if only Lynn and Dustin and Heath and Chris and Catherine and whoever else are the only ones that are going to learn from me, then it's everyone else's loss.
Well, it's my non-gain also, because I was looking for to go back to $13 and it didn't.
It's still May, so don't.
That's true.
With these quick moves, you got to be careful.
Well, there's no such thing as. I mean, when you put up the chart again, you're going to see. The behavior from even just a year ago or 2 years ago to now is like ridiculous.
It blew out. It blew out all at least a 5-year high, because I've been in it more than 5 years. And
just even the length of your candles. When you do the candles, the candles are so friggin' long.
I've been in it whatever the date was from before the Roach trials. If I scheme it, Ischemic stroke.
Like, scaring everybody, Dr. J.
Scaring
Just
myself.
tell everyone that's a vodka cough. Just make sure they know.
Yeah, I
That's
hope so.
Everybody, that's a vodka cough, right? That's your drink.
I've been coughing for about 4 weeks, so I think it's pretty okay.
Right. And I've been coughing since it's turned March, just because of the pollen.
Allergy. Yeah, same here.
Yeah, so
And I think we had very early allergy season.
Well, it didn't snow, so our spring came a lot earlier. The groundhog was wrong. The groundhog thought we would have.
Yeah.
The groundhog thought we would have six weeks of winter, and instead we had 6 weeks of winter. Did I lose you, Dr. J? Oh, and that's going to become the Spike Show? Well, it'll become the Spike Show. See more people coming in. No, that would not happen. All right, so Dr. J's probably got a little bit of technical difficulty trying to figure out what to do with all the money that he won. And since I'm just a guest, I really have no power whatsoever to do anything other than talk to you guys.
I think I have to lay off the boozer.
Yeah.
It's not good for you. It clouds you up a little bit too much.
Yeah, he's talking about CVM also, so we definitely have to talk about that. No news. It's just just a bad week.
Yeah, but I want to reassure people that are nervous about it. I don't think there's anything to be nervous about.
I agree with you. And Clarence is saying so
nothing to be nervous about.
No, I agree.
By the way, next week we have to really advertise because we're going to have 2 CEOs on the show, one on Wednesday, one on Friday. Prominent biotechs in the COVID-19 space. So I'm not mentioning which CEO, which company, but maybe as it gets closer, I will. I'll tweet it out.
I mean, the COVID-19 space at this point, isn't that everybody who's got like anything?
I mean serious COVID-19 players.
All right, well then that's great. I mean, I think you have enough gravitas for these good people to show up.
Well, you know what it is? It's like Lynn likes me. Everybody seems to like me.
Yeah. I like you too.
Yeah, even you like me. And you don't like too many people. So.
No. Try as I might to not like you. I can't do it.
You can't do it.
No, I just can't.
Yeah. All right. So you want a spot to enter? You know what I'm going to say. The middle of the body of the
middle of the body of the last candle. Absolutely. So let's can you put that stuff up so we can take a look?
Yeah. So the open was 319. The close was 398. So.
You have to share your screen.
80 cents?
You have to share your screen.
Oh, well, I thought I did that. Oh, I did that originally when I went by.
That, and then you fell off. The sky. And Sherry says that she loves you too.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
that's good.
And so he doesn't feel your wisdom on CVM.
I was getting so jealous. You have no idea.
Now you're blushing.
Jealous. Clarence is here.
Clarence is here. Yes.
He gave you the spike salute.
He gave.
I think you're more popular than me. I don't know what to do about it.
You got a hand also, just a little bit further down.
I don't know what to do about it.
Me?
I get jealous.
Believe me, I'm not a person you need to worry about.
I know everybody loves Spike. The problem is like Donald Trump. When Fauci got too popular, he shoved him off the.
I know, right?
He didn't want to share the spot.
Yeah, Fauci was like,
kind of like
what are you do?
If you get too popular, watch out.
I have a mortgage to pay. I don't want to get fired yet.
If you get too popular, look out.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
because I like the limelight,
well, the way I see it, people like money more than they like personality, and you're the one who's making the money.
I've been right on the money. You got to admit that.
You've been doing very well for yourself.
I've been right on the money. I'm not losing money in this down market. How many people can say that?
Right. I know. I mean, that's.
I made a lot of money on APT. I hit it. I sold it at exactly 40.
What, the ADP or
APT?
Oh, APT, right?
The mass company.
Yes.
It had a $40 million market cap, sitting at 3, goes to 40, 10 times its market cap.
Right.
I mean, it was insane move.
Yeah. I know that was I at that time I was in 3M thinking that they were going to be making masks also.
I bought some 3M.
Yeah, well, eventually they'll start making them. After Trump takes his mind off of.
All right, I'm going to look at entry points and exit points.
Yeah,
that's what people.
Just to see if there's still some more gas in this engine. Yeah.
All right. It depends on your point of view. If you're in it to win it, you don't look to grab the profit. And I'm in it to win it. So if I take anything off, it'll be a small amount.
Yeah,
All right. So let's draw the perpendicular bisector.
Again, you're still not showing your screen.
How can I not be showing my screen?
Well,
you know what it is? I'll tell you why I'm not showing my screen.
Yeah, it's because that yellow cup.
That yellow cup. I get share screen.
The magic elixir in the yellow cup.
Didn't I hit share screen? So I didn't.
You did. Then you fell off the universe. There we go. There we go. This internet isn't like it used to be back in the pre-COVID days.
That old gray mash, she ain't what she used to be.
Right. That old internet ain't what she used to be either.
The old gray mash ain't what she used to be. You don't know from what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about, but remember, I'm one of those exceptional kind of people who likes that old stuff. I'm also old myself.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I had used to have one of those Magnus organs where they made us play the old songs from the 1890s.
You're a young whippersnapper.
Yeah. You tell that to my prostate.
Let's not talk about anything but prostates.
All right.
Estimating. It's a guesstimate.
It's
right in the middle. So 398 to 3.
I'm going to actually look this up on my.
398 to 319 is about 80 cents, so 40 cents off the top. About 40 cents would be about 350-ish, let's say. Yeah, that's pretty much where I drew the line. A little too high, maybe. Dropped too high. It's good enough. Somewhere around this area might be a good entry point. It's going to pull back. How much it pulls back, I don't know. Yeah, and when it pulls back, I don't know. But it will pull back. Nothing goes straight up. No. It's going to be taking. Whether it comes tomorrow, I don't know. We might have another run. COVID-19 stocks are hot. Could this run to 78? No, it can't run to 78 because it can't. But it could run. It could run to $10 before a correction. It's possible. What would I do then? I'd probably take a little bit off the table. I'm looking for Yo 11 to take a little off the table.
Another Yo 11 on that.
Another Yo 11.
That would mean 10. That would mean increasing by a factor of 10 from when you got it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice.
No, my average is like 170.
170 times.
Yeah, look, I'm not complaining.
my average is 1.2.
Okay.
At least it ain't negative.
All right. All right. So this might be a good place to get in. Now, as far as a run, I would be targeting $7 if you're looking for a swing trader. Basically a double. If it's $6.99, $7, something like that. I think it's attainable because this, I mean, if there's follow-up news that the trial is commenced in New York, let's say,
Right.
this thing will go at least to $7, don't you think?
Well, looking at that trajectory, you can't not.
You need one more follow-up.
It's just that this last month I've been seeing spikes like this, and and not knowing how to act.
I called this possibility in January that it's going to be a COVID-19 play, but I thought it would happen in China. I thought that was my anticipation, back then, I anticipated it happening here. But it looks like it's going to happen, I think. I think there will be trials in like Colombia or something like that for COVID-19 on people who are on ventilators. There's nothing else. Once they're on the ventilator, why not? It seems to work.
Well, yeah, they're also doing those other people's antibodies. People who've gotten through the other side. I mean, but they're not doing it to people who are marginal. They're doing it to people who are really critical. But you're right. At that point,
you kitchen sink at this one. You throw whatever you got, throw it at it.
And you say the step in is somewhere around 330.
350.
350. Okay. Sounds reasonable.
353, 354, somewhere around there. And it could pull back early. That would be the ideal thing, that it pulls back early in the morning and then reverses.
Give yourself a nice buying opportunity.
Yeah.
For the early birds catching the worm.
Yeah. I mean, the reason I got into this 5-6 years ago had nothing to do with odds. In fact, they weren't even doing trials on odds. It was all ischemic stroke. Before that, they had a failed trial, I think, on ulcerative colitis, which you should have responded to an anti-inflammatory. But for whatever reason, it didn't. The trial, I think, failed. I was not in it at that time. I got in after, prior to the Shigai Roche data coming out. I think it's called Shigai, the Japanese subsidiary of Roche.
Yeah.
I shouldn't be drinking. I gotta stop drinking that.
Why? Why?
I gotta stop drinking that yellow stuff.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta stop drinking the yellow stuff.
All right. So do you think you want to take a look at CVM, try to find out why that wasn't a big jumper today either?
Sure.
Might as well.
Yeah, but I just wanted to dream into this ATHX a little bit more because
I got you. It's
because the timeline with
you've been calling ATHX since I started doing the show with you.
Well, the timeline for data was supposed to be like late this year for both odds and for ischemic stroke. So this has gotten moved up enormously with what looks like an imminent trial to begin on very sick people in New York. We could get an announcement, let's say, tomorrow. That's the way he spoke on Fox News, like it's going to happen, man.
Right.
100 people. He mentioned 100 people. It's like in the bag almost. And if that really happens, that there's a trial on this drug in New York, and let's say Columbia Presbyterian, to mention one of the hot spots in New York for COVID-19 research and trials and patients, then this thing is probably, I'm going to get my Yo 11.
Okay.
But if you want to be on the conservative side, 7.
Right. You're 7. Well, again, even if we get in 3.5 and doubling, from like I said, for me, doubling my money is fine. Like
Yeah.
Kamal was saying that he was just happy. He was good at $1.25 per. So
Now,
and like and
there's almost no way it can't happen. He went on Fox and he said it.
right. Well, yeah, and we know that's
I heard him with my own 2 ears. He said, trial going to start, 100 patients, COVID-19. God bless. Let it begin.
and if it works, forget about it.
Cure people, man. We don't want to see people die like one after the other after the other. It's ridiculous.
Not, they're scaring us. Hopefully, maybe we can get around that. It won't happen.
Gil von Bachlen will be like the Mashiach, the Messiah.
Messiah.
The Messiah, if he cures this illness.
Well,
he said it.
A lot of people trying. If all we need is for one of them to succeed, and if more than one succeeds, that's even better because then you have competition.
Yeah, we have to. We have to beat the virus before it beats us.
Well, we have to beat it before September. Otherwise, we're just going to go through the same process all over.
Not only that, the economy is going to go into a severe depression if this thing lingers for years.
Well, okay, as opposed to what we're going through now.
We're already in recession.
Well, what's the official? Do you know what the official?
I do know. Goldman is calling for 34% decline in the economy on second quarter GDP. That's a negative.
Yes, negative GDP.
Negative. 3. Yeah. Is that how they put it? Negative. I know it's 34%. What does that mean? Negative. I don't know what that means.
Well, usually the GDP goes up. It's just a question by how fast.
But it can't mean that the GDP is going to go down 34%.
Yeah, that's a big hit. That is a big hit.
I've never heard of such a hit.
Of course. Well, have you ever heard of being stuck in your house for 12 days straight because the government told you so?
I heard the number and I didn't think anything of it. It sounded like a dreadful number, but now that I'm thinking about it, it sounds even more dreadful.
Because it's real.
Yeah. 34%. So anyway, the ATHX, the main reason I got into it is ischemic stroke because it's a very, very big market. Much bigger market than odds, even with the COVID-19.
Mm-hmm.
So the reason to be in this is, number 1, ischemic stroke. Number 2, odds. So
it's time to look at CVM.
You don't want me to keep
crowing? You could crow your way to the bank.
All right. I'm going to have to say, look, I'm confined to my house, so forget about any Vegas parties, right?
Oh yeah, right. Forget about that.
So what I'm going to have to do is stay home with my wife and count the millions, $1 at a time.
Yeah, $1 at a time.
$1 freaking dollar at a time.
So wait, if we do Vegas, are you treating?
Am I what?
Are you treating if we do Vegas?
Yeah, I'll give you the money. What do I know? I don't have to go. You can go for me.
Yeah. Right.
You want to go to Vegas on me? No problem.
Well, I don't want to go to Vegas by myself. Last time I did that, I lost a lot of money. Because
last time I was in Vegas, I'll tell you when it was. It was right after the 08 crash. It was in 09. In fact, it was April of 09 during the March of 09 because it was the finals of the NCAA March Madness, which I guess it won't be this year.
It wouldn't. Well, it won't have been.
Yeah, it won't have been because we're no longer in March.
Exactly.
And they're not postponing it like the Kentucky Derby into September.
Right, or not canceling it outright like a Wimbledon.
Yeah.
Which is a shame. And then, look, if Wimbledon goes, what's going to happen to the U.S. Open? My son points out, well, if there's still hospital beds in Louis Armstrong, there's not going to be anything going on in the U.S. Open either.
Probably not. I mean, all athletics is like Kaputski. You really want me to get to CVM? All right, I'm going to get to CVM.
Yeah, I do. I'm also I'm reflecting the opinions of the people who are writing on the side.
All right. Okay.
So we have an ask about Gilead. Definitely an ask about CVM.
Well, I like Gilead. I like any big pharma that has anything to do with COVID-19, like Johnson and Johnson. Of course, they're such big companies that it doesn't mean much to the bottom line. Abbott, Gilead.
That's what I've been finding, and that, like I said, you compare going with APT versus going with 3M on the mask play. 3M didn't even feel it.
Now, I'm assuming this hit today came on no news, but
that's the thing about this. That's confusing everybody.
No, that's good. That's perfectly okay. Where you see where I drew the line, it almost hit it. That's a good place to add, right in this location here. That would be the high right over here. 974. So I like 974 for an entry point. Heath asked me that, right?
Right.
By the way, do your own due diligence. Our opinions are strictly our own and do not constitute investment advice in any way. This is just what Dr. J would do.
American.
This is just what Dr. J would do.
This is right. This is what would Dr. J do?
What would Dr. J do?
DJW. DJD.
This is one hell of a nasty looking red candle. And don't worry, it don't mean a thing because it ain't got that swing. There's no reason for the drop. Always a good time to buy.
All right.
Always a good time to buy. 974 looks like a very nice entry point.
I think I got back in around there. The last time I got back in.
It's a very nice entry point. And what would I be looking for as a target?
Yo, 17.
I'm looking for follow-up news on the COVID-19 because why not?
Yeah.
I mean, I belittled it last time, and I received a lot of nasty comments on Stock Twits saying I shouldn't belittle the Leaps platform and its potential for COVID-19, and I agree.
The proof is in the pudding, and just look at the two stocks. One went up, one went down.
No, but it just means
criticism you got.
It just means that GAT is a little late to the party. That's all it means.
Right. Okay.
But it doesn't mean he won't succeed. The University of Georgia is not like Nassau Community College or Suffolk Community College. It's not like Hofstra and Adelphi.
I know. It's a real school.
It's not like SUNY Binghamton even.
That's true.
It's a real research facility.
It's a R1, a real R1.
A real one.
Right.
So using Leaps, his primary objective, GAT, I believe, is to come up with a therapeutic that can be used for sick people. Hey, you know who's on? Larry. Larry, I'm on live on Dr. J. Come on.
How is our friend Lawrence doing?
You watching us? All right, come on live. Write a chat. Give us a hi. We're a very informal show.
Yes, indeed.
But we're going to have to get more formal next week when we have a couple of CEOs on. We even have to prepare. We have to have some set questions we're going to ask.
Right.
And I might even let Jigglypuff do a guest question. Or who else? Greg and Jiggly. We'll let them do guest questions. Lynn, whoever wants to.
Okay,
One
so
question each.
I wanted to move on some more stocks before before both of us before I got drunk off of your fumes. And so there was one question. There was something on Gilead, and somebody else was.
I didn't give my price target.
Oh, you didn't give your price target. That's right. I said you're 17.
If you're doing a swing trade, my price target would be, let's say the midpoint here, which would be the open 1465, 1450. So 950 to 1450 on a swing.
Saying for a quick
That's one hell of a swing, isn't it?
I'd say you're right, and I agree with you.
I need a little more yellow stuff.
Yes, indeed. Like I said, it's wafting over to me. No, I agree with you. Those are not unreasonable numbers, because remember we were talking about Yo 17, and you even talk about Yo 80 going going way out. That's why I'm just I'll keep staying in. I'll nibble some more.
After Icon releases the data on CVM, then it has to be verified and analyzed, and then it goes to the company, goes to CVM, and gets to release it. And we're going to find out sooner than later. And we might have another daily double here, just like with ATHX. We could get good news on the COVID-19 front, and we could get good news on the head and neck cancer.
The exacta.
We could have it two exactas.
Right. So Larry said,
I mean, these two particular stocks look very attractive. I don't care if it's a down day, an up day. You got to be in it to win it.
Indeed.
And the Dow Jones, we have to take a look, because the direction of the market is very, very important. So let's take a look at the Dow.
Yes. And people have been asking about more generally what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, are we going to slip back into a wave 5 down, and that'll take us to 15,000, or did we really bottom?
Did you look at the Qs to see whether or not they made those lows or not?
I'm going to look at the Qs. Thank you.
Because that was your canary in the coal mine last time.
You know something? Whether or not we had a show, I'd be doing the same analysis I'm doing now with you.
Okay.
Essentially.
So did you just call me useless?
No.
not that I mind.
You're the cute guy. Well, you're not useless.
Right. Like I said, I'm the Jonathan Frakes to your Captain Luke Picard.
Yuck! This is an ugly candle today. Really ugly. Not a nice looking candle. Big gap down.
Yeah.
Bottom wick, top wick. The only good news, the only saving grace is look at the volume. Relatively speaking, it's dropped off, which is good news on a down day.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want heavy volume on a down day.
Right.
So some good news there.
So are you afraid of tomorrow, or are you not afraid of tomorrow?
Well, bring it on.
Oh yeah, right. as long as you sell a little ATHX.
You see this big green candle, man?
Shot.
Very important. You got to get support right in there.
Right.
Otherwise, it's going to be 15,000.
Yeah, I know. I was scared of 1750, but like that might be like nothing.
If this green doesn't hold, it's going to gap down and make new lows.
Uh-huh.
The chance of it not making new lows is very slim if this doesn't hold.
Yeah, I know. You got to fill in that gap first.
Yeah. I don't want that gap filled. I don't want it ever filled. It's not true that all gaps are filled, of course.
Right. Well, wait. If that gap does fill, then then you're on an upward trend, right? Which gap are you talking about? I'm looking at the last gap.
The gap down, yeah.
Yeah.
You're talking
that one. Yeah, I got you.
There's gaps every which way.
Well, that's what I'm saying. This looks nothing like the stock market looked even 2 years ago.
About 20,000 or so, right? Just above 20,000 has to hold.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, that makes me a little uncomfortable because it's 20,943 now.
That's
I want
right.
to see 20,000.
Is that upward resistance or the next floor? That's the big question.
You know something? For the hell of it, I might just buy some SPXLs 3 times long at 20,000 on a gamble.
Interesting.
Yeah, hopefully that we've seen the bottom. I'm gambling that we've seen the bottom. If that's maybe it's a foolish gamble. My friend Russ Aragon says, get flat, Dr. J, because we're going down. And he could be right. You know, he definitely a lot has to do with coronavirus news. Let's say there are less new cases today than yesterday, or tomorrow than today, or whatever. In New York, in the country, or whatever. Maybe any sign of peaking in the market will turn around.
You know, little pieces of good news. We'll go along.
In order to handicap the market, I have to handicap the coronavirus.
Well, you know, we were talking a couple of weeks ago about whether or not the market itself was looking for an excuse to go down.
Did I tell you I got out of all my diamonds and I reduced my IWMs. I've been shifting into stocks like Walmart and Amazon.
Right. Well, remember our keywords for the last couple of weeks: nibble, nibble, nibble.
Yep.
So I'm staying with that in terms of my advice that nobody should be taking, according to your disclaimer.
Well, the good news is we're at the 61.8% retrace, and it bounced up.
You talk about the Qs, that's right. So it didn't make those last bottoms, right?
I don't know. Let me pull this up. No, it did. It made it didn't stop there. It stopped down here.
Right.
I got to look at the weekly again. I'm mixed up.
Okay.
Dr. J gets mixed up too easily. All I need is a little yellow stuff and to confuse me.
You're getting me jealous.
Yeah.
You know, it's still above that.
Here it is. The low on the 24th of December was 143. And we got as low as 164. And we bounced nicely on the weekly, right? So I drew this line right in here as support, and we found it today, right?
So
I drew a pretty good line.
Yeah.
So maybe just maybe
if it stays above that top line of yours, we'll be in decent shape for a little while anyway.
I mean, it's possible that based on the cues that we won't see any further decline because it went down. Well, no, that's not quite true. I drew the line right here at 176. Okay, so I think it's got a little more to give back and then go up. TQs, TQQQ. Is that the triple long? I think so. I don't know. I mean, for a day trade, you want to gamble. I like a gamble to the upside after a pullback.
Dustin is asking for USO. I don't know what that stock is. Have we ever done that one?
Oil.
And yet somebody else.
$20 oil. $20 oil.
$20 oil.
$20 oil.
It seems to me silly to turn down $20 oil.
Yeah.
It just seems to, I mean, you know, it's really it's at least a $40 commodity.
Trump may believe he wants to help Putin with the oil, but we keep pumping. So we keep drilling. We keep spewing the stuff out of the ground. So how is he helping?
Oh. Maybe he's full of baloney.
Yeah.
Besides, I mean, you know, you're right. All the potentates want to see high oil.
Yeah.
And all the frackers want to see high oil. Everybody else is like, well,
man, look at this nasty drop in oil.
Yeah.
It's really freaking nasty.
So how much of this is COVID and how much of this is the supply war?
It's all COVID.
You think it's all COVID? Interesting.
You know anybody who's driving a car? You know anybody flying? Who do you know that's flying?
Long distances is true. And they're not flying planes either.
The scary thing is it can stay like this for a very long time. That's what's scary.
So opportunities for $20 oil.
I can't say I would be long.
The July calls.
I'm supposed to say buy at these levels, but I can't do it.
I hear you.
I mean, the contrarian in me wants to say buy, but I can't do it.
The chart says buy, but your heart says no.
Right. I can't do it. I have to wait for an even lower number to entice me. You know, when there's really blood on the streets, when you get single-digit oil, then I'll buy it.
Well, yeah, if that happens, there'll be a lot of cheap things.
Oil was a teenager at one point. I don't know if it was today. So I haven't been following it closely, but if it gets to the single digits, I'm going to have to put an alert on. I'll just take my chances at that point.
Right. Well, you know, people keep saying when certain things happen, it's like there's no rational decision or irrational decision anymore anyway. So if we're talking about single-digit oil, it's like, yeah, well, you might as well do a lot of things.
All right. So anybody else have a request, or can we say goodnight?
Just do Gilead, and then we'll say goodnight.
Guild.
Yeah, GILD.
And congratulations to all those who were in on the run on ATHX, and good luck for a continued run to 100. All right, let's take a look. I was very happy with Gil von Bachman's television appearance. He was really good. He acquitted himself really professionally. He came on like he knew what he was talking about and had all his data ready. He's very impressive.
This was
very impressive.
Fox News today.
Gilead, let's see.
So messy looking chart.
We got a total inversion of the 50, 100, and 200, so it's not happy. Look at when this tip-off occurred, when the 50 crossed the 200 is way back here. Mm-hmm. Way back here, wow. I mean, that was a bad sign back then. It did make a tremendous rally. Must have been on some kind of COVID-19 move on Monday. But since then, it's been just making noise. So
it's for the last 3 months. It's it did hit a new volatility, but it did hit a new sort of level. It went from the stock that was in the mid 60s to a stock that was in the mid 70s.
Looks like a double bottom here, though. But that's way down.
Yeah.
It's below 65, right? You could see a test of that double bottom if things get ugly. So you could see like 63, whatever that is, 64. 65, whatever
Are you,
the number.
are you looking at 1 year or?
I'm looking at the, I don't know what I'm looking at.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering because my chart
I'm
doesn't.
looking at the weekly.
For how long?
The weekly for, I don't know how long, but it's a long time. It's a weekly. Let me go to the daily. So I wasn't talking Monday, I was talking 3 weeks ago.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, not that anything I said about the weekly doesn't pertain. Support is still at 60, at that double bottom at 65, strong support.
Right.
But now we see a different picture with respect to the 50, the 100, and the 200.
Yeah,
It's
because it
not,
looks like it made new support. It looks like it made new support around 70.
the 50 is excellent support, right?
50 is, but it's 72 and a half now.
Yeah, so 70 looks like support.
You actually
Yeah,
can see 50 again on this stock?
70.35 is support.
Okay, 70.35. That's what that's what I'm seeing.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Okay, good.
The question is it worth a flyer at $70? I think it is.
Oh, for something you're going to hold long term.
It's
I
certainly.
wouldn't do one of your ATHX plays on that or your CVM.
It's certainly in an uptrend.
Oh yeah, that's true. It's just that it's not holding this uptrend. It's going.
Well, it's never bad to pull.
At 80, then dropping at 70, and then peaking at 80, and then dropping at 70 again.
Listen to me. It's never bad to pull back this clear support on a stock that's in a clear uptrend and buy that.
So that would be around 60.
It would not be wrong to buy at 70
or even 70. Okay.
or 75, 70 and a half. Whatever.
Yeah, there. That makes sense.
Would not be wrong.
No, I mean it's a good holding to have anyway. This is not a. This is a company that's a player.
And the drug companies are safer plays than, say, going on a cruise.
Well, was that what you were going to do with all your winnings? Go on a cruise?
Yeah. Dustin calls us pretty cheap on Gilead.
And Catherine is saying that people are nibbling at ATHX right now.
Kamal, what do you say? Kamal,
that was that whole
knows his
idea
stuff.
About the oil play.
Oh, yeah. Kamal, you're absolutely right, Kamal. That's why I'm saying single digits are possible.
Yeah, well, Kamal's actually on the buy side of it. Oh, no, Dustin is.
You got to be careful. When Kamal gives a sell signal, you got to take it seriously.
Oh, yeah.
So we have to watch that. What was my turning point on the Dow? Midway on that green candle. I forgot what it was. 20,000? Dow 20,000. Look out if it crosses that, right?
That was it.
Yeah. All right. We know what to watch for. This has been Dr. James.
A couple of days. You and Jay come on. You'll have a lot more to say.
We were streaming live from Long Island, New York, the heart of the coronavirus territory.
Yes. Nassau County.
Adios, amigos. Catherine, take care. Dustin, take care. Kamal, take care. Heath, good seeing you.
Likewise.
Ciao. See you.
Ciao.
See you, Scott.